Hi, welcome to our workshop, Unleashing the Power of JedAI for Enhanced Problem Analysis and Solution Generation. In other words, how to use JedAI to make TRIZ simpler and easier. The schedule for the workshop will be a 20-minute talk with questions and answers. After that, you'll be able to try out the software we brought along. We encourage you to try it out, access our prompts, ask questions as you go. It should be fun, should be interactive, it should be surprising. First of all, an introduction. Who am I? My name is Brian Cassidy. I'm on a mission to coach, train 1 million entrepreneurs by 2027. To do this, I've written a book called The Cycles Book. It's an award-winning book written by 22 innovation experts. I've created some top courses. These are learn by doing courses. First taught at EdHEC, one of Europe's top-rated schools for entrepreneurship. Currently taught a lot of MBA programs, a lot of online programs, and a video course. Last year, we taught somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 students, depending on how you measure the numbers. This means we stepped in the right direction, but we got a long ways to go. We've also got a lot of tools we developed to make the teaching process easier. They're easy to use canvases, YouTube explainer videos, and now we've moved big into AI-based tools to scale and grow our education process and to make the teaching process better. The reason is quite simple. AI delivers. We do a course, for example, on pitching. We could have expert pitch evaluators, but we've made instead an AI pitch evaluation. And these AI pitch evaluations are better than 90% of experts. We do mind-bogglingly effective brainstorming. We do 50 times faster concept writing, and we make the whole learning experience a lot better. Today, I'd like to introduce you to my favorite new AI tool. It's called JedAI. There's two objectives of the presentation. First, some thoughts on building TRIZ usage through simpler, easier workshops. And two is to give you a chance to use a tool that might make this possible. First of all, what is JedAI? JedAI is a new whiteboard solution on AI steroids. It's a visual version of ChatGPT. Visual is the way people think. It has recipes for success and all the models you want. And you can do TRIZ analysis with a few clever prompts. On the left-hand side, here's what you might get from ChatGPT if you want to do a SWOT analysis on something. On the right-hand side, you see what comes out of JedAI with the same prompt. The difference here is the visual nature makes it easier for people to understand and easier for people to talk about it. Here again, you'll see text on the left, a graphical version on the right. It's easy to see how much easier it is to talk in graphics when there's this text. Within JedAI, there are also recipes for success. These are as simple as 1, 2, 3. You select recipes, you select the type of recipe, and you select the specific type of action that you want within the recipe. Here we have a SWOT analysis. Here we're going to do a quick SWOT analysis for our meeting facilitator proposing the use of TRIZ. Plug it in, 1, 2, 3. Approximately 40 seconds later, you get a nice chart showing what you need to look at to analyze this more effectively. You want to do a value canvas for meeting participants on faster identification of solutions to innovation challenges via TRIZ. 1, 2, 3 pops out on the other side. You can also do TRIZ analysis. Unfortunately, these aren't currently available in the recipes. What you need to do is you need to put together a prompt, which you put into JedAI. The prompt might be something like, you explain who you are, the problem you're working on, and what's the output. Plug the stuff in, wait 30 seconds, and here you'll get a TRIZ analysis chart. You can also do every type of TRIZ analysis: contradiction analysis, functional analysis, ideality analysis. Here we're looking at an ideality analysis for a folding bicycle. Again, this took about 30 seconds. Amazing stuff. What's cool about this is that people can do things quick and easy, and actually they don't need to understand everything. And when they don't need to understand everything, it's easier for them to use. Personally, I love TRIZ, but it's hard to get my clients to fall in love. It's too hard to understand. It's too complicated to use, and it's too slow to get results. Success with my clients is something I can explain in less than 10 minutes, with real results in an hour, and something they can use again later. What I'll show you is how you could do this using JedAI. As this is the workshop, I'm going to start with a case study, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. What I've got is a course on AI for innovation. It's a great course based on my Successful Cycles course. The proposed program is 6 weeks long with expert talks and work together in groups to build solutions. What I believe is that learning by doing is how people learn. Unfortunately, this type of program takes a fair amount of time. It's unique, it's meaningful, and we get some great feedback, but people have some issues with the program. They want to do the whole program in a lot less time. They want personalized coaching, but we don't have the time to do this. Learning by doing is great, but they've got a business to run. What we need is inventive solutions that resolve contradictions. This is exactly what TRIZ does. How might we use Jet AI and TRIZ to solve these challenges? We could use an existing framework, drastically simplify it, and then use Jet AI to make the whole process easier. There's a book I love called Trizics. They present a step-by-step methodology to use TRIZ. But I challenge you to present this in less than 5 minutes and then get people going in 5 minutes. What I suggest doing is you drastically simplify the introduction, the problem definition, and you actually do it before people get there. You start with a specific problem, and then you get people using the TRIZ solutions tools. The solution is not to explain everything up front because they won't understand it, but simply to get people using it. Another view on how you might organize a workshop is you start out with a short explanation, true north to figure out where people are going, do some pre-work defining the challenges, use the TRIZ methodology to go from a specific factual problem to a conceptual solution, back to a specific solution. And then when you have all the solutions, you look at them, you add a few more, and then you use some workshopping tools to let people vote on the solutions, augment the solutions, prioritize the solutions, and decide where to go next. What I wouldn't do is a deep explanation of TRIZ. I would simply get started, show it works, and then let them express their interest. Here's what the workshop might look like. Kickoff, explain TRIZ in the process. Objectives. What is true north? What do we really need to do? What does the problem definition look like? How do we formulate these problems as TRIZ problems? And in fact, what I'd suggest is you do this before the workshop. And you start the workup with a discussion about the objectives and the problems to make sure everyone agrees. Where I think TRIZ really shines is how do you go from general to real solutions? Don't vote on the best solution, prioritize and go. General to real solutions. How do you do this? What's interesting? How would we do it in the Jet AI process? I'll show you how. As I talked about before, we start with the true north. We try to explain where we want to go and why. For me, in this specific case, what we're looking for is a program we can repeat again and again on AI and innovation that delivers a real, specific learning experience, the best learning experience. This takes a little bit more time than I want to explain it now. But I say, look, this is the starting point. You have to define what you want, and then you find the problems. How do we know what problems we have? Well, we did some research beforehand. We asked some people, do they like our program? And how new and different is the program? We have a standardized methodology which you can use to evaluate ideas and predict the odds of innovation success. That methodology is quite simple. It's 0.6 times the log score and 0.4 times the uniqueness score, and you get a score somewhere between 0 and 10. A winner, the top 10 to 15% of projects score a 7 or better. This project scores an 8.1. But we have a problem. Our purchase intent is only 20%, and the purchase intent is low because of some contradictions we need to resolve. Some of the main challenges we have is how do we teach more in less time? How do you provide scalable coaching? How do you price it right and get the right value proposition? How do you do expert engagement and content delivery? What we tried to do, and what we'll show you how to do, is you plug this in to ChatGPT, if you will, and you say, look, this is our challenge. Define it for me as a TRIZ challenge. Explain the contradiction, explain the ideal state. Let me give you an example. Look at the first one. How to teach more in less time. How can we enhance the efficiency of the curriculum to impart more knowledge in a shorter period of time? That's how it says in the chat. The contradictions, balancing the depth and breadth of content with time constraints. We want a curriculum that maximizes learning outcomes within a shorter time frame without compromising the quality of education. By the way, this is almost exactly the same thing you need to do with TRIZ. You need to do more in less time. You need to make it simpler. You need to make it easier. What we've created is a simple tool that allows you to make a TRIZ prompt for Jet AI. What you need is to fill in 5 fields. Who is the user type? What is the challenge? What is the formulation for your TRIZ analysis? What's the contradiction? And what's the ideal state? That creates a prompt. The prompt here is in green. You copy this prompt over to Jet AI. The first one we looked at was the challenge of balancing the depth and breadth of content with time constraints. Now, what's cool about TRIZ is it can take that challenge and look for inventive principles. We have inventive principles that lead to generic solutions. And those generic solutions can be real solutions in the real world. We have things around the principle of segmentation. We can do transition to a different domain, principle of merging. What we do is we end up with real solutions. And in fact, the solutions are pretty good. Now, what we might do in a workshop is take this, run the challenge 1, run challenge 2, run challenge 3, run challenge 4. And what you'll see is each time we get some ideas. In total, we got 21 on target ideas. On target because they've been defined to be something that's being requested and proven to work in another context that we can apply in this specific case. You might ask, how good are the ideas? Well, we had 21 ideas. We rated them in 2 ways. First of all, the quality from low to high, and the degree to which they're obvious, not new, sort of new, and really new. In this case, the lower to the right are the good ideas. We had a total of 10 good ideas out of 21. Frankly, if I was going to do a 2-day brainstorming, I'd be pretty happy to have 10 good ideas. This is a good result. How might you make this into a 1-hour workshop? Well, the way that you would do it is start out with an introduction, explain TRIZ simply and easily. TRIZ is a methodology that provides known solutions to your specific problem. We talk about how do we identify what is the challenge, looking at a true north, this 12 minutes to get started. What we then do is we talk about the problem. We look at understanding the problem. We define different ways of looking at the problem. We narrow it down, voting to identify a real problem, 13 minutes. We now have a series of problems that we can put into a TRIZ methodology. Now, what's cool is we can take the TRIZ methodology and generate lots of solutions fast. And what people are really good at is adding new ideas to those existing ideas. If we did in this case, I imagine we have 21 TRIZ ideas. We'd have another 21 ideas from people's ideas. We narrow it down to look at some specific solutions. We group them, we vote, we decide, we look at them. Then we have to look at taking action. We review the actions, look at the decisions we need to make, look at all the decisions we might, limit it down, focus on what's most important, narrow it down to a final solution. 10 minutes, we're done and gone. 2 to 3 action steps from a blank sheet of paper to real ideas. I'd like to have you try Jet AI. How do you do it? Sign up for Jet AI. Go to the Google Sheet to make a TRIZ prompt Jet AI. Now, what I've done in this Google Sheet is I've put in some challenges around the use and adaptation of TRIZ. You'll see the first one here is just like the first one we had in that course. How can we harness the essence of TRIZ to deliver results faster without compromising the acceptability and quality of the outcome? How do you do TRIZ faster, quicker, and easier? Then look at those questions, try to put one in, see what comes out. There's also more possibilities. And if you look, there's another sheet here, which is about different types of TRIZ analysis. We start out by putting in your challenge, and then we identify the type of analysis we want. We have a prompt on the far right. You can take any one of these prompts, plug it into Jet AI, see what happens. You get results fast. Now, we'd like to make the questions and answers a bit interactive. Take a second to log into Jet AI. Go to the prompts, copy a prompt, put it in the page. You'll find that it takes a little bit of time. but the results you'll find are amazing. The amount of time it can save you is incredible. We're here to answer any questions you have.